Have a
That needs
seat.
to be done. That's dirty.
Okay. This, I understand where you're coming from on this, but had this been addressed to you?
This was addressed to everyone. This was laying out there for everyone to read.
Yes, it is.
Okay, then it
Okay.
needs to be taught properly
Okay,
if you're
I'm
going
gonna-
to have things change around here and you want
But
things
this
to
is
work.
nothing that changed. This is stuff that we signed when we did our ADP
This
paperwork.
stuff right here that you said without a doctor's excuse.
Okay,
without all
this
that.
this is, I did word this wrong. I will say that I worded this wrong.
Okay,
this
so
is
that's
a
what I'm
doctor's.
talking about.
This is a
You can't-
doctor's release
But people
for
will,
you. Excuse me. Hold on,
excuse
please.
me, because I'm trying to explain to you why I wrote on there.
But this is something that needs to be addressed with me, not written on a
No,
document
because
that I
this
have.
is publicly already out there for the other employees, so they already think that this is what's
What we did
supposed
was
to be.
we created a hostile work environment that night. That's what we did. Okay? So if you have a problem with my documents, you need to come to me. We can talk about it and we can
It's
fix it.
out there for everyone to read.
But
if
not
you're-
for
if
everyone
you're
to write on.
If you are misinterpreting the law, then it
There
needs
is
to be.
no law.
There is a law.
There is not a
Yes,
law.
there
I
is.
promise you. And this,
A doctor's note is supposed to be given if you're supposed to be out more than 2 or 3 days.
this is not California.
I know this is not California, and I've talked to my lawyer about what state law and federal law versus
Okay. Every
Huntington, Cable County
company
versus
out there,
Barbersville.
every company out there requires a doctor's release to come back to work if you call out of work.
That is not true.
Well, the ones
So you're
that don't, I
telling
feel
me,
sorry for
so
them.
you're telling me if someone dies and they call off, that they have to get a doctor's note that someone
We're
died?
not that way.
So
No,
that's
we are
what you're
not that
saying
way.
is that if someone calls off, they need to get a doctor's note. So if you're wording it properly, and it says, "Hey, you called off because you have a fever. You need to get that checked by a
Right.
doctor."
Then we need
Then
a
that
release
needs to
from the
be
doctor.
put in writing. You can't
Yes.
put
If somebody calls me and says,
once you call off, then
if somebody
you
calls
need a
me and
doctor's
says,
note.
"Hey,
That's
Tammy,
it.
I can't come to work today. My mother died," I am not going to say to you, "Well, you need a doctor."
That's why she said that she did
I am
apologize, she
not.
worded it wrong.
Yes.
That's what I'm
not
saying.
Gonna say that. I
I'm not
do
gonna have it
apologize.
out there where someone's going
But
to
that's not for
misinterpret it.
you.
It's not for
That's
me.
not for
I'm,
you
I'm
to
an
put
American
out there.
citizen. I have to inform people when there is something wrong. That's my right
You
as a
inform
citizen.
me.
I inform
Then
others who have
we
been
take care of
misinformed.
Then we
You
take
cannot
care.
misinform other people and then expect me to go to you when you've already disregarded me on other things I've come to you about.
What?
I've come to you about stuff in the workplace, and you just give me excuses. Like with
Tell
the
me.
with the dishwashing soap, we didn't have bleach running through there. We had the cables mixed up. That's getting on people's food. That's cross contamination. I fixed that, and then you say, well, we can't be using it all the time. It's $100 a bottle. I understand you
It's
have.
$100 a case.
I understand that you have a budget and stuff, but that's part of the cost. You need to keep things sanitized during COVID-19.
I'm not
I already
saying-
have
I'm
5
not
people who
saying-
died from it.
See,
So it's a
now
big
you're
thing.
misinterpreting. Now you're misinterpreting. Okay, we have dish soap and we have
And
sanitizer
sometimes we
in
don't
the
have
sink.
it in there. No
In
one
the sink.
changes the bags sometimes.
Well, we need
And
to
they don't look at that.
Okay, but what I'm saying about the dishwasher is there are things that do not go through the dishwasher.
I know that.
Okay, that's what we were talking about, the dishwasher. Okay,
But there
that's
are
what
things that
there are big
also,
things that should go through the wash.
there are
and the
also ways that you're
sanitizer.
supposed to have the machine be running so that it doesn't error and then you don't get written up by, an inspector. Because it hasn't had an error code now that you have all the chemicals or what. You've added water to the last one.
Yeah, that's just a dry all.
That's what I'm saying, is that all of those, that if it's running through, you don't get an all error machine and it's washing things properly and it's sanitizing it.
Yes. Yes.
But if you don't have the chemicals, then you're just spraying bacteria around. And then it grows on the inside.
We have the chemicals for the dishwasher. We have
I
the
know
soap,
that.
we have the sanitizer.
But after
When
how long did I?
When we were out of the soap,
How long did I?
I had a
ask you,
note
though?
on the front of the dishwasher, do not use.
Yes.
Okay?
Everybody was washing things by hand.
Right. Okay. So I don't see where I'm negligent on that.
Because we were going like a week without stuff. And then
We
sometimes we
have
didn't have
soap.
gloves.
We have soap.
I'm not
We
here to
have-
talk about that. I'm here to talk about what
Okay.
was written.
We always have gloves.
Sometimes we almost ran out because we didn't have the size that we needed.
We don't have the sizes that we need right now. The supplier does not have them.
But that's not on us. As a worker, we need things that we have to throw them away.
Yes,
They're
but the
having
glove
us reuse
shortage-
stuff.
I am
Daily, the
not
glove
having you
shortage
use
is all the
anything.
From
companies
what I
on
was
it.
seeing, people were taking off their gloves and they're re-putting them back on because they said, well, we don't have that size.
We don't have that size. The supplier.
That's
don't
what I'm
have that size.
saying. That's not on
They
us.
have. They know they have to change their gloves.
But that's not on us. That's on the management to figure out an alternative for where we get our gloves and how
We
get
wear the wrong size. That's what we have to do until we get the right size.
And
I
you can't
don't
get that
have the
from
option.
another store. Or
I don't have the
you
option
can't-
of ordering from
You
anywhere
can't
else.
call anywhere. I mean, your
I have
management.
the option of ordering from one place, and if I can't get those gloves, neither can any of the other Arby's.
And that's all over the place, because I even had that with Sonic before I came to Andrews. The
Yeah.
suppliers
The
are very
supplier does
short-handed.
not.
Need to
The
find
supplier.
any
The supplier
supplier
allows
then.
us to buy one case of gloves a week, only one. We have to make those last. That's all the
But
supplier
during
will send
COVID,
us.
we have that. We should be changing them every 30 minutes. We're using them half the day.
There's 100 gloves in every box.
I mean, there's protocol.
If we're running out of
So
gloves,
you're not going to follow standard because you don't have enough stuff.
I am following standard. I don't see where I'm not. I am buying what they allow me to buy. You guys are, yes, to change your gloves as protocol.
Yeah, every 30 minutes.
Yes, you are to do that.
But people
That's why we have a
aren't doing
timer set.
that because they said that they're getting yelled at because, they need to conserve gloves. We don't have
Well,
gloves.
no, we don't take people's health
That's
at
what,
risk.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay, well then we need to get that corrected.
And that's also what I'm seeing. People aren't changing their gloves.
Well, that's
They're
why
not
we.
doing stuff.
This is why we set that timer and we call hourly
Yeah.
rounds. It's wash your hands and change
But
your
when
gloves.
I get
that timer
here,
goes off.
sometimes it's never on. It doesn't turn on until I'm here. Because I'm here pressing all these buttons. So that
we
means
use the
throughout
hourly
day
rounds
they're not.
timer daily. If it gets laxed in the afternoon, then we, what I'm saying, the backline guy, as soon as that goes off, needs to reset it.
I know that.
And we do that through the day when I'm here.
Well, then the other people aren't doing it.
Well, then I need to address that. But that's for me to address with them.
Okay. But like I said, I'm just fixing all the stuff that was not supposed to be
But
like
this
that.
this is inappropriate.
How?
How? Because
You're
this
misinforming
needs
someone,
to
and
be addressed
if
with
you're
me.
misinforming
Tammy,
people, then it needs
we
to
do
be
not
addressed.
we do not create a hostile work environment for any reason.
You're saying that you don't create a hostile work environment when you're yelling at me or yelling at other people to move faster in the way that you do, and you use hostile, tones with us.
30 seconds at the window, guys. Come
No,
on, let's
that's not how
go.
you say it sometimes.
Am I mean?
Sometimes you yell through the window. And it's like, why are you yelling at us? We're moving at as fast as we can.
My job is to keep that drive-through
I
moving.
understand that. But,
Okay.
you're also yelling at some of the employees.
I never yell at anybody.
I have had people come to me and say, I feel like crying because Tammy was yelling at me.
Rebecca.
No, there's 3 people who've come up to me and it's not Rebecca. So, I'm not going to give names because that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about you're misinforming people. As my right as an American citizen, I have the right
let
to
me
let
know
people know.
how you feel
I
about
also
my
can let them know
rules.
that the law is what it is. Because the way you worded it was not the proper way, and if you're coming as a general manager, it needs to be properly written. It needs to be out there, and then everyone's gonna think that's the law. That's how it's supposed to be.
This
and
is
then
this
when they
none
see,
of
well,
this none of this is a law. It's not a law to begin with. This is company policy.
well, that's
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
a
You're
law.
saying that if someone calls, let's say, I'm exposed.
So you are getting really technical on stuff that
and it needs to be addressed if you're misinforming people.
they already know they don't have to have a doctor's excuse if there's a death in the family.
So
They
then why
know
put it
that.
there?
I'm saying
Why-
they know.
why write it like
they
that?
know what I'm talking about until somebody comes in here and challenges what I
But
have
I'm
to
saying,
say.
what about other people who are new? You're gonna have a bunch of new people come in, and then you're going to show them this, and then it's going. They're just
This
supposed
was
to automatically
this is
know
what
because
this
old
is
people
what I said.
knew what
I
was
put
supposed
this
to
up
be.
there and I said, okay guys, here you go. We're gonna go over this. So read through it. We're gonna go over it. So had we done what we were asked to do by reading through it so we could go over it, none of this ever would have been created.
It should have gone through because everyone was reading it, and everyone was.
It just got put up there that day.
Everyone was reading it,
Yes, and I asked them to.
and we were giving comments,
said, and then we'll
and
go
I
over
reflected those comments.
And we created a hostile work environment
What?
that night.
How are we supposed to come to you when it's I'm supposed to come on my day off? You want me to
I
come
have
on my
a
day off,
phone.
and I don't have your number.
My number's hanging right on the wall in the
I
office.
don't have your number.
It's hanging right on the wall in the office.
I don't have anyone's number here.
Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what this is. Please, this, I don't know what that is.
I'm asking. I asked. What is it? Randomly last night. I said, "What is it? When are we supposed to say please?" I'm asking you.
Okay.
You know, when?
Let's see, I didn't know what this meant.
When
When I'm working drive-through, I usually, and you do it too, you do. None of the Sunny was directed towards any specific person. So I don't want you to feel like that you're not doing your job, because you are. You are one of the people in here that does do their job the way that you're supposed to do it. So I don't want you to feel like I was directing probably, maybe the socks. Maybe the socks.
I couldn't afford socks back then.
Okay, but you
And
know
I
what
let
you
Alyssa
know what
know
you can
that.
do, because I'm the kind of person you can say, if I say, Jayla, you need black socks, and you say, well, I don't have the money to get them right now.
I had told you I didn't have the money, and you said okay, and then that was it. And that's why I said, hey, Alyssa, where can I go? She said, go to the Dollar Tree. That's where I went.
Yeah.
She said they did a $1, and she gave me some change, so I got a pair.
Honey, if you ever need anything, you let me know. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Okay? I'm not here to run you guys down. I'm here to help. Okay? So please, hello, welcome to Arby's order when you're ready, please. And you do that. Okay, can I get you to turn over with that? All right, your total's going to be $10.25 at the window. Thank you. We're happy to help you there. However you put it, you do everything you're supposed to do when you're taking orders. With you said, sometimes like we got to remind of suggested sales. Sometimes I need to be reminded
I'm
of
bad on
suggested
it.
sales.
I
You know what I'm
admit it.
saying? There's none of us in this store perfect, including me. You know what I'm saying? We all need to have each other's backs and help each other and remind each other, hey Tammy, I heard you take 5 orders and you haven't done a suggested sale. And that stuff's okay. Because would I say it to you?
Yeah.
I would. But what we cannot do is say, Tammy was over there and I heard her take 5 orders without doing a suggested sale. But she wants us to do it. That's the stuff we cannot do. It's okay to say to me, hey, Tammy, are you forgetting your suggested sales? Because we're none of us perfect. None of us. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, what we don't want to do is create a work environment that's uncomfortable by, well, I heard Tammy take 5 orders without doing a suggested sale. Or Randa Lee was over there for a whole hour and I didn't hear her do a suggested sale. Or I don't know why I have to do a suggested sale because Katia never does it. That's the kind of stuff we don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? We want to, as a group, you know, hey Katia, I haven't heard you to do a suggested sale. Maybe we should do a suggested sale and try to build the sales a little bit. You know, that kind of feedback from anybody, it should be welcomed by anybody who's getting it. You see what I'm saying? Because ultimately, when we build sales, what do? We open up the door for more money in our pockets, for raises and appraisal time and stuff like that. The more sales we have come in, the suggested sales, the rushing through the drive-through, the more money that comes in here opens up the doors for us to get better raises at raise time or appraisal time. So this is why we, you know, try to be a team, and we try to support each other instead of, you know, a lot of people, and I hear it all the time, Sunny this, Sunny that, Sunny this, Sunny that. And it's done, you know, not only to him, but other people too. You know what I'm saying? We want to try to support one another. You know, if we don't think Sunny, hey Sunny, did you do your balls? Well, you know, I don't have any mayonnaise. Could you please do some mayonnaise? And that's kind of feedback as well.
I know a lot of people don't want to ask anyone to do anything.
Because it's easier.
I'm not saying that I'm, you know, that's what I've observed.
Right. Because you know why? Because it's easier for me to say, well, he didn't do it, so I'm not. It's easier that way.
I don't have that mentality though.
I know.
So, well then,
And that's how
you're very intelligent,
Yes.
Jaylee.
Yes.
What kind of suggestions can you give to sort of help change to a more positive atmosphere? I have suggested maybe some contests for the crew or something like that.
We can't get them to participate, can we?
But if nobody participates, that means nobody will win. But if they see somebody start winning something, they will start participating.
Well,
I put
when I was
a
here,
$100 bill in the safe.
Yeah, there was
And
two
Patricia won it.
competitions she did. It didn't work.
But it's got to be consistent. So
Nobody
even like
wanted to participate, so
well,
we quit.
you know, you do $25 a month, and that same person's going to keep winning that.
Honey, I did $100. I put a $100 bill in the safe and said, "This is
Isn't there a way?
this is what you have to follow to win."
He has a very valid
When you
point.
call off,
Yeah.
you know,
He has a valid point. Get the new people involved with it.
yeah.
Because, you know, we talked a little bit about some of the better weight around here. They don't want to participate, they don't want to do it. But get the new people involved with the right track.
Yeah,
And
I think so too.
And I think he came up with a very valid point for that. And then in that way, you know, we can get them involved with contests and everything, and the enthusiasm with the new people, because the old people aren't going to change. And you know, you agree.
I know Sonny was tickled today.
He was.
Sonny got 2 surveys through the drive-through today.
But we also gave him something different to do. So would that be a better idea to help get everything back on track to where it's better and like really focus on the new people? Yeah, I think a lot of the new people
are
got
learning all the areas, so they're doing good.
yes, and that way, so let's focus on them because I know that's the change you want to do with your store, is that's why she's bringing new people.
Yeah, if they make a mistake, I mean, I let them know before they do it.
Exactly, and you do it in a nice professional manner instead of just making anyone feel like they're being degraded or gonna, because we all make mistakes. I make mistakes. I'm old. I make a lot more mistakes now.
Yeah,
But
we're always all going to make mistakes.
yeah, it's how you definitely approach them even as a manager, and how you approach even the new people and things like that. Just like before Jacob, you know, I overwhelmed him today, but I took him aside to say, you know, it's all right.
Yeah, he was very nervous.
Yes, I said you still did a great job and you made him feel better. But I also realized that I pulled him out and not over that. So any suggestions that you have, let's write them down, and maybe you can find a time each week and talk to him.
Well, you need to give them people like her. You need to that you feel like.
Well, I had a conversation with Richard yesterday, and I asked him, I said, "Tell me how you're feeling, buddy." And he told me, and we came to an agreement on some things, and we're good to go from there. So yeah, he said, do I get frustrated? Yes. He said, do I want to walk out? He said, I'm never gonna just walk out. He said, does it come out? Does it come out in the heat of the moment? It does. He said, but I'm not gonna do that. So what I'm doing with Richard is moving him, going to train him on prep. That will help our situation all the way around, because everybody feels like honey too slow, honey this, honey that. You know what I'm saying? So if we move Richard forward and Sonny to mids, and we can still cover, and that way we can get, you know what I'm saying? And I told Richard, I said, after you learn prep and you do it for a couple of weeks, then you and I, Richard, will pick your replacement. We'll pick who you're going to train on prep together. And then he can train somebody else, you or whoever, on prep, and we'll just keep rotating until we have everybody in a position where everything is getting done and everything is flows.
And what you could do too, is you work a lot of the closings, is maybe keep a little log for once a week with Titsy Tammy, because you can't work to open the close all day. You need somebody that can
I've also kept it in the back.
I
checked it off each one of the night.
just double check, and if you see something big going on when she's not here, please let her know so she can fix it. Let's say, out here, so Tammy, I need to talk to you. Would that work?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean, I've come to you, like, even for the water filter,
That's been on the maintenance list.
Yeah.
As far as maintenance coming fixing it,
There's only so much
all I
you
can
once
do is
it
put
goes
it on the
there.
list. Yeah, that's been on the maintenance list forever. You know?
You
So-
just got really some things, as a
Even-
GM, it is beyond our control, because there's only so much we can do. We can yell and scream as much as we want until the higher ups say, our hands are tied, and that's all over. That's the sad part about, that's every restaurant, and I'm a chef by trade. I've been in the field for over 30 years. So I've learned how to fix a lot of things myself. I don't have time to wait.
Yeah. The hot water tank and that stuff is beyond my
Yeah,
expertise.
right.
You know? Now the filters back there, I did change the filters. I did that myself. They were changed about a month and a half ago. Coke shipped them to me. I took the old ones off, put the new ones
Yeah,
on.
those are supposed to be done every 6 months.
Yeah. So those are fresh. It's just that the filter, I believe, in the hot water tank needs cleaned is what it is. And that's beyond my expertise. Maintenance, that is something maintenance has to do. And with Jay's visit, maintenance has been backed way up with going
All the
to the
other
stores.
stores.
Yeah, going to the stores. that
And
he
we
was
were left
going
on the
to.
back burner.
Yeah. But I will text, and then Rick's mom died, so that took a week out of his time. Danny was in the hospital, so that took a week out of his time. So now that they're all three back to work, we should be able to get something accomplished. Jay's visits will be over after today.
And I've heard enough about good things, a lot of good things to say about him. If you could just be your second set of eyes, especially at nighttime,
Yeah.
or if something breaks, keep that log.
I
It's
log
gonna be
that.
one.
I tell a supervisor when something breaks. I don't want things being.
But if you meet,
But
put down a
the thing
list.
of it is, that if I'm not here, the supervisor doesn't come to me and tell me.
Right.
Hey,
That's
Jayla
what
said
I'm saying.
something's broke. That
If you
information.
keep your own little
you know,
list and you find the time to talk to
Yeah,
him
if you-
once a week,
Just write it down and be like,
And,
put
just like
it on
now.
the desk for me. Hey Tammy, we had this happen last night.
anything.
You might want to let
goes on,
maintenance know or
Yeah.
whatever.
Just keep a little list and, just talk to him.
We did get the soap fixed, by the way. It was the little
Marble.
that screws into the thing. Yeah, I took it off and cleaned it out with a paper clip and put it back on and it worked.
Yeah.
So we got that fixed. If that wouldn't have worked, then we would have called.
Yeah. And, great little things, and, if they can get a second set of eyes, somebody, if because she's got a lot on her plate, you know, the schedules and the numbers and everything else. She's not going to see it all. It's hard. So that's why, you know, she needs managers and could be her other pair of eyes. And hey, this is, you know, but there's also a proper time to come up to it. So they say, hey, can we talk? I have a list. And find a time where you guys can sit down and talk together. Because this store is so much busier. And it's hard sometimes to be able to sit down and talk. Find the time on your schedule. Say, hey Tammy, I see that we're both going to be together on Thursday or Wednesday. Hey, let's take a, you know, what 10 minutes and go sit down and talk. You like that? Shirley, does that work for you?
Hello. So we cool? We got a deal?
Yeah, fine.
Oh yeah. Hello.
So we're gonna toss this, and before it gets reprinted, you and I will word it correctly. Okay? I want you to know we value you here. I think you're a great employee. I think you're very intelligent. And like I said, we do have eyes on you. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta, you and I gotta quit to be able to do that. Okay?
They look good.
Hmm?
They look good.
Amy. Amy's with them. Yeah, Amy's a machine. Happy hour small printer ready. Sometimes Amy's supposed to be here.
Okay.